What's good, y'all? It's Bruce Thompson holding it down right here, checking out Scoop B Radio. Make sure y'all tune in, man.
Football, degrees of separation, it's all right here. Another edition of Scoopy Radio. I'm your host, Brandon Scoopy Robinson. Checking in with my main man, Bruce Thompson. Brother, what's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Working my tail off.
Absolutely, man.
Yo, your degrees of separation to me is insane. Archie Manning, Odell Beckham Jr., the New Orleans Saints, your journey. I think it's interesting. So I kind of want to start from the beginning. When I was doing my research on you, I was admiring your perseverance as a multiple sport athlete and enduring Hurricane Katrina. You being from New Orleans, how much did that push you? That those occurrences that happened years ago push you to go harder and to support your family?
I think one of the biggest things it taught me without actually teaching me word for word was, how to really perform like in your life, like when your back is against the wall. So when you're young, you're not knowing your back against the wall. You're not really treating it as such. You're just adapting to whatever your environment is, whatever it includes, how that person live, what that person actually live at. So when you get really down to the details, that's the things that I was able to pull through. That was very rare and very intelligent on my mom and to, teach me certain things in certain moments, how to treat yourself, how to create yourself. Just being, just her baby, you know what I'm saying? So I think that just like actually just endured everything. Sacrifice taught me how to, be disciplined, taught me how to be grateful for everything I have without even saying a word. You know what I'm saying? So
I do. So you went from you were actually homeless. What
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people can say a lot of things, what they have, what they don't have. What was your day-to-day like?
Actually we kind of started school late too because like we was just trying to figure somewhere to go. We didn't know where to go. We that time, a lot of people from New Orleans, we haven't really just traveled. We don't really know certain things. We going here, we going to the country, we going somewhere close where we know we actually have people. And a lot of those times was in New Orleans, everything is close. So we got accustomed to being close to where we saying we're going to cross the river. That's far. But in reality, you go to Texas, across the river is like, going 20, 30 minutes down the road. And they're like, oh, that's just going to grandma's house or auntie house. And we look at that as, so we kind of took that for granted, you know what I'm saying? So when you going through, these type of situations and trying to figure where to go, boom, now we in a motel, it's all this family together, spraying everything down, and we're like, dang, we can't be here for too long. And boom, next thing you know, just so happened a year before that, my uncle ended up getting a job at a car dealership. And he was over there at the car dealership and was like, oh, we got family out there. So we went out there to Texas, to Baytown, Texas. And just imagine his family. Just imagine he got a girl. So her family, everybody's all together in this one apartment trying
And
to
this
figure
was
out
and this was all as a direct result of Hurricane Katrina.
Hurricane Katrina.
So how long were you guys displaced? When did the journey take a turn?
It took a turn when I first enrolled into Baytown Junior High School. I mean junior high school. So when I enrolled to Baytown Junior, it was like, all right, you here, and my mom do here, so she was getting ready to figure things out in that area, what people like, what people don't like. So she's adapting to something new. I got to adapt to a whole new environment. Certain people I never even thought if I would be around or meet every day or talk to every day. Certain, it was just everything was just different. Like, and I don't think people understand the details of how different that was too. Just adapting to a whole different place that don't know nothing about you. All they know is what they heard on TV and like, oh, you okay? But like we need a friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't need the all, we need the yeah, like cause what they didn't teach us is life goes on. It was that for a moment and then welcome to the world shit. We struggling too. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mhm.
and you just gotta adapt to everything that's going on. So you adapting to everything at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like it's difficult. Very difficult.
It is. It is. And I admire your perseverance, your ability to adapt and turn uh, sugar and water into Kool-Aid, or turn tuna into lobster, as Meek Mill would say.
Yeah.
You've persevered, and doing my research, there were some key people that you connected to in between being a standout in college and then getting a tryout with the New Orleans Saints. You connected with the Beckhams, you connected with the Mannings. Was that through playing football and the different camps you were going to? How did that come about?
We was actually very we like some of us used to train together, you know what I'm saying? And some of us was like, we all in the city. So it was kind of different. Even about me going to the Manning camp in New Orleans, like I was my high school, that's when I adapted and, came back to New Orleans. So my high school was in Trailers. We was the first graduating class, Miller McCoy Academy. So
Mm-hmm.
I ended up going there and the Manning side came down and it was like, oh, they kind of gave like a little scholarship to come to the Manning camp. So we like, all right, cool. My coach presented to me, Coach Scott, and I'm like, all right, bet we going to the Manning camp. So we thinking it's just a camp that we got actually invited to. But on the back end, it's like, okay, marketing style, they'll invite, someone to a camp to show love to like, we actually want to see a difference or make a difference. So we're gonna stand by that. Like the Mannies didn't have to come and do that with us. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other part I think people don't understand. Like that's rare. You know what I'm saying? So it's a rare moment, rare time, rare situation. And that's why I always say like everything I actually did in my life, it was chosen. Like it wasn't me trying to be in these situations. I didn't try to come back and go to, you know, in that type of environment. Like you don't know these things, so it just happens. So when I end up dealing with the Mannies and going to the camp, I caught a one-hand pass from Eli. He came over to my spot and just throwing the ball around, and then right after we connected like that, we go, the next day we all take a picture together as a, squad with the Mannings. And then they only invited 20 to 15 to 20 people out of the whole camp that was receivers to be on the field and catch footballs and run routes with the elite quarterbacks. And, that was inspiring as well. So my first line up, I got a guy from Tulane in front of me. I'm in high school, so Tulane, that was a lot. That meant a lot to me to see that, the vision, the understanding how his body movement, the work ethic, him talking to me. So I go and line up, and the first pass I get thrown from me was Eli. So it happened twice. So now we kind of got accustomed. Then we got the picture, and then after that, me and Eli stayed in contact forever. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the Manning camp while I'm in college too, and now they love me and they love to have me apart and they love to like keep me with them. So it's dope, man. It just says a lot about who they are as a person and a lot about my morals too. Like, growing up from New Orleans, we big on, respect, you know what I'm saying? And, just looking at people as the true them in a difficult situation, like you just don't know. So we adapt, we show love, like that's how we live. Our morals too.
I rock with it. I got a couple follow up Eli and Archie Manning questions. What's Eli like?
Eli keep the main thing the main thing. So if this is what it is, this is what it is. And with me and Eli, Bruce, whatever you think, you let me know what you think. We could put our heads together. You get what I'm saying? It's like I bet, like we even got together. We working on some special as well. So it's like Eli was always that that one big brother that was like a phone call away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like challenging times. Just a act of wisdom. You ain't gotta answer the phone, but the fact that you answer it, sometimes you call me. Like it's getting ready to be manicam time. Bruce, how you doing? You ready? Getting a text like that is like, yeah, for sure I'm ready. We about to get it in. You know what I'm saying? So
Who are the NBA equivalent to Eli Manning and Peyton Manning?
I'll say Peyton Manning, you gotta go with the Jordan.
Hmm.
The way he changed the game and with his brain, you know what I'm saying? Like in the back shoulders, he had a little bit of everything in his bag and he always was a step ahead. So he was different. He had that killer instinct. So Eli was the same way, but I really can't just put because Eli was a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm listening.
Eli adapted to what he had, so it was a little different. If I say he was a Carmelo, and it would be like, well, he didn't have this, or you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like what, and Carmelo don't have the championship, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm trying to,
But you know
right.
what? When you say that about Carmelo, I'll say this: where I think there's a similarity there is I don't think that Carmelo will be truly appreciated broadly until the next 5-10 years. The way that a lot of young kids look at Paul George as the complete player, I felt like Melo had that same stamp, but he was just competing in an NBA where you were going against Kobe in the Western Conference when Melo was a Nugget,
Mm-hmm.
and when Carmelo was going against the Spurs, and that the West was just crowded.
It's like he blended in.
Yeah. So, to me, the Carmelo part makes sense because I think Carmelo was supremely underrated, and I think Eli was too because Eli was being compared to his brother.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
It overshadowed.
when you look at skill set of Eli, not just lucky passes in the Super Bowl, but when you look at solid body of work, he clears the same way Carmelo
He was
does.
clutch. He was clutch a lot. He was clutch a lot.
Carmelo jab steps. You got the. I mean, Carmelo was still giving people work when he was big.
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo had his own shoe. He was out the way. He wasn't trying to be seen like maybe LeBron or Dwayne Wade was. He was his own entity. He wasn't ring chasing. He was in his own lane. So when you talk about,
Himself.
huh?
He was himself.
And I think that's where Eli would mirror more personality wise, less on the skill set side.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. You didn't say it like I said it, but that when you said that,
Yeah.
you got the brain
Yeah.
physics.
Yeah. I feel like that's real.
Yeah. Bruce Thompson checking in with us on Scoopy Radio, talking all things football, throwing a little Carmelo jab stat, and also talking business here on the pod. To me, we didn't even talk about college. We didn't talk about the NFL, but you, to me, have a portfolio that is advancing and really is about football, but it kind of glides into other facets of life. I'm told that Travis Hunter and you have something going on with Buffalo Wild Wings. Is my source correct?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Tell me more about that.
yeah, we got something real nice, man. We did a partnership with I did a partnership with Buffalo Wild Wings with Travis Hunter, and we came out with Travis always rocking my tees for free for pregame. He always rocking Dreamathon. So me knowing and it really mean a lot to him, you know what I'm saying? And the way he wear it and the way he feels when he wear it, like you can see the confidence and everything around him, it just changed. It just multiplied. You know what I'm saying? Like Travis Hunter gonna always be Travis Hunter. And the biggest thing I love about him is that he totally himself. He appreciates everything. He have a very intelligent understanding, and somebody to be able to be like that and one to be a part of Dreamathon is that's special. It means something to him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what, but I know it means something. And my biggest thing is I always just want to just give it everything I got 1,000% as if I was playing. Like I treat life like that, you know. So when we did this thing with Buffalo Wild Wings, I was like, let's do it. And I wanted to turn it to a whole nother level and do something history never seen before. You know what I'm saying? That's what we live by. So
What's your go-to flavor at Buffalo Wild Wings?
I like to keep stuff traditional. I just go with the barbecue. I'm just more, yeah, I'm more traditional. I like that lemon pepper. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really get into you know, the spices like that. I like them though, but as far as like if I had to choose, I'm more of a, traditional.
You don't do too much.
Yeah, I don't do too much. Do too much.
Yeah.
I love wings. I love you know what I'm saying? That's what, you know what I'm saying? That's New Orleans. That's what we do. So
But do you ever go through phases where like you don't want you don't want to get your hands dirty too much, so you'll go with um, bone out, so you just eat chicken fingers instead of eating bones because you don't feel like picking.
nah, I mean we get down. I got some phases like that. I feel like, but like, I like to get down, you know what I'm saying? Like it's there and I'm ready to get in.
Keeping it business, Steph Curry. I'm told you have worked at his basketball camps, or you've partnered with him in some way.
Yeah, so I did a partnership with Under Armour, and one of the activations we had was to do Steph Curry's Elite 24 basketball camp. So I was able to design and provide his tees. So Dreamathon designed something, so when I tell you it was so special, I was just, that's somebody who I looked up to, paid attention, and he was at a small school and I went to Langston University. You know what I'm saying? So we actually seen that real time, and I don't think people understand how rare that was. That's why I say he's like, the way my story was chosen, I feel like he was one of the ones too, because ain't no way they gonna look at him at that school like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
no,
one thing that that's one thing that I wish and I put on my heart, that whenever I get in position, I want to draw more eyes to the small schools, man. Like if you look at even if you look at the draft, like when Dion spoke about it, we had him. It was loveful, but like me dealing with my brand and understanding the brand language, that was a trend. Like we don't want this to be a trend. We want this to actually turn out to being, something special, because like, I come from HBCU. It's more guys just like me. And I'll be honest, there's some guys that was probably better than me. You know what I'm saying? Better than me at something. But I was just right place, right time, right situation, and thankful. That's how it happened for me. And I work hard. I work my tail off. So that's why I think about that.
I sat down with RG3 recently, and we talked about Steph Curry, and we talked about Lamar Jackson, and he made this analogy about how he felt that what RG3, or rather what Lamar Jackson does for the Ravens and his impact on the Ravens, mirrors Steph Curry's impact and what he does on the court for the Warriors. Do you see that?
Um, yeah, because at the end of the day, any like, you might miss some plays, but when Lamar's on the field, you're not trying to miss nothing. You're trying to see every play. You're trying to see even if it's 1 second on the clock and he got to go 99 yards, you watching. You know what I'm saying? Steph, the same way. Same way, you watching every movement, every step. Why you think so many kids nowadays, like, they just want to shoot the ball everywhere on the court? That ain't just happen by you just kind of looking at somebody. You actually paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So look at the quarterbacks now. Like a lot of league people want these type of caliber quarterbacks now because it's a dual threat. So if you look at that for the same situation, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's real. Buffalo Wild Wings, t-shirts, the whole t-shirt dynamic with you. What was your motivation? Where did it start? Tell me more about that brand.
Dreamathon.
Yeah.
So Dreamathon is a luxury brand. It's not just t-shirts. We have a little bit of everything, a little bit of every flavor, but everything we put out is sell out. So it got me to the point to where, and I started Dreamathon by Meek Mill is one of my favorite artists. He talks about dream chasing, and Meek Mill is one of the people that inspire me to be a dream chaser. So, dream chasers 1, 2, and 3, that kind of put me in my zone of like really chasing my dreams, because I was in high school trying to figure myself out. I'm like, dang, what do I want to do? Like, I'm not a stunner. I don't want to be like that. my friends in and out of jail. I don't want to be like that. Like, what actually do I want to do? And my coach always told me I had potential. So I put potential in with me always working hard for everything that I had, which was my journey. And I turned that into being my life. And
Mm.
then I come across Meek Mill and then Nipsey Hussle. He always talked about the marathon. You know what I'm saying? The marathon continues. We talk about building and wealth and how to treat the body. Like, he talked a little bit about everything. And Nipsey Hussle was one of my people that inspired me. And I wish I would have had the opportunity to meet him. You know what I'm saying? It mean that much to me. So, it gotta mean that much to me. I started with my brand. So I put those two together and called it Dreamathon. And it was actually a little kid. Um, it was actually me catching the football one hand. But I thought about it. I'm like, you dream more when you're a kid. I don't want this to be Bruce Thompson brand. I want this to be Dreamathon. This is what it stands for. This is what it is. It stands for greatness, chasing your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Being legendary. It stands for all those type of things of being great. It don't necessarily stand for because you got it all, and it don't necessarily stand for because you got it out the mud. It's a mixture of everything. Greatness don't have no calling on, you know what I'm saying, who you are. You know what I'm saying? It matters about what you have inside you, so it's a mixture of all that. So I put that together, and you dream big when you're a kid. So I turned them to a kid instead of me catching the football one hand, I wanted them to reach to the stars.
And that's what your pendant is that you're wearing, as well as the Scully too, correct? Is that the
Yeah,
logo?
yes, this is the Dreamathon Limey. So it's supposed to be dropping real soon. And I got this from Iceman Nick. So shout out to Iceman.
Shout out to Iceman. Yeah, I'm looking and I'm like, respectfully, like it looked like it gave me Peter Pan Tinkerbell vibes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more detailed than that.
Yeah, I I got that a lot when I first started, but I like if I didn't learn from Eli and keeping the main thing, then I would have just changed around off of thoughts of what people had. So building something like this, it depends on what environment you're in. You could be in an environment of acceptance, or you could be in an environment where you gotta be the Kanye and make your way. And this is what I'm standing on, and this is what it is. And then boom, look at it, Dreamathons everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anything that we deal with is always going to be something, look like something, some sound like something. You could say, Amazon, UPS, they both got kind of the same core, just a different name. One might cause less, cause more, but when you get in the mind of understanding what you're going for and what's the standard, everything and everybody around adapts to you and what's going on with you, especially if you going at it a positive way.
Standing on business, he said, as you doing
Uh,
the Eli rhetoric. I see what you did there, man. You're doing the damn thing.
man,
Couple more questions before we get out of here. Your interconnectivity with the Beckhams. We didn't really talk about that. We talked about the Mannings at length. Odell Beckham Sr. Was a part of your journey in football. Tell me more about that.
yeah, man, he's really to be honest, I was in a mode to where I didn't really. He stepped in the father figure mode so much for me to where like he molded me, like he's the other half of my heart. You get what I'm saying? Like he's the person who instilled this greatness in me. A lot of times people don't get a chance to be great because a lot of times we need to see it. We need to be around it. We need to understand it. We need to know what it's like. We need to be able to work hard and get in certain situations where you have opportunities. And the opportunity he gave me was the mental opportunity to grow. See, I'm from New Orleans and I adapted to my environment. But when he came into my life, he taught me it's more than just being from New Orleans. It's more than this. And I'll do something right. And I'm like, yeah, I had this play. I made this, make a play so loud I can't hear you talk. Boom, hang up. And I'm just like, and it taught me to stay grounded. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're supposed to do. This is a standard. like this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? And when you do things like that, the accolades come, but that's not what you really serving. So now it taught me to live outside myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was deeper things that he taught me more mentally than to um just being in my life or just being here for ball or just being here because you know what I'm saying, whatever reason. So it's kind of like for me, it was man calling me every day while I'm in college. Like, you know what? When your game done, all right, bet. Come on, we're gonna go to the game in Dallas. Boom. While we at the game, we just talking about life. He introduced me to things. He talking to me, feeling my mental, you know what I'm saying? It was just more to him being a person in my life, like a real father figure. So I had to say that because like man, it's powerful, man. It's powerful.
That's real. And it sounds like he told you it was more than just being seen and heard, but it was being felt. Did I get it?
Yep. Heard it spot on.
Um, One Odell Jr. question. Who was the NBA equivalent to Odell Beckham Jr.?
Allen Iverson.
Huh.
Allen
Okay.
Iverson. So and this the craziest thing ever. So I did a lot of stuff for Allen Iverson as well. Me and him is like real cool. So he man, he's listen, AI is like my Michael Jordan and LeBron James. So I gotta put him in that caliber. Like he's man, listen. I used to watch his tape every night to go to sleep.
Hmm.
Allen Iverson the answer. So that's what I'm saying. Like my mom got me that. You know what I'm saying? So when I go back into my life, what happened? Like I didn't choose that. It came to me. And now, times passed and now I'm working with Allen Iverson. We did a lot of things together.
That's lit. I like it. I don't
So
know.
yeah, so I gotta compare him to Allen Iverson, man, because Allen Iverson changed the game and he changed the game.
I
It
like
was both there was both trendsetters, there was both people who there was people like they're like a Lamar. Like there was people that that made you want to play like them, made you want to be like this, a certain type of confidence. And you know, even when I started my brand Dreamathon, a lot of times when he was going to the ESPYs, I used to go in his closet and try on clothes and stuff and saying, yeah, this is gonna be me. Yeah, I'm gonna be like this. Oh yeah, when I go to SB, so I'm trying different things on and like, yeah, I don't want to dress like this. I ain't, you got skinny clothes, big clothes, baggy clothes. You got a little bit of everything. So it's like I'm in there just manifesting and then dreamathon. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
And this was in Allen's closet?
nah, this was in Odell closet.
While he's at the ESPYs, you're trying on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
manifest on 1,000 if you ask me.
Yeah. So it's like I was just manifesting a lot and he coming inside with something new. Look at this. All right, it's fire. Makes me know you at. Odell got on the new da 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 da, and it was just so. Think about me learning and feeling them type of moments often. Me feeling it. You know what I'm saying? One or two things. It can make you hate it, not appreciate it, or be inspired.
Mhm.
But if you being inspired and ain't got the work ethic and being the true you, see the difference is with me and him is like we both ourselves. And that's what I love about us both. Is like I'm not trying to be Odell and he's not trying to be a Bruce Thompson. He let me grow to be myself. He always told me to be myself.
That's real. You got an opportunity to try out for your hometown, New Orleans Saints. How full circle was that for you?
Um, it was real full circle because by me growing up from New Orleans and me, you know, dealing with my situations, learning from Katrina, learning from, what I'm saying, a little bit of everything. Being a hometown hero, you know, you always wish that your grandma or everybody from your hood or everybody from, different type of places in the world would just come and see you. You always thought that when you go to college, you want your people from college, if you far away like I was, you want them to come and see you. So just being a hometown hero, man, it shows like you impact a lot in the community as well. Cause I could have just chose that moment like, I'm playing for the Saints, playing for my hometown about me, but what I did was I went to the community a lot. I impact the community big time. A lot of times you just want to give your time. You want to give your the knowledge that you just learned from you know going to practice. Oh, look, I learned this. You know what I'm saying? And you try to just give a spark. You're gonna touch somebody. You probably can't touch everybody, but you're just giving a spark. So
I like it. You pretty much answered. You answered every question. You shed light on your brand. You talked a little hoops with me. You talked football, and more importantly, you talked about reaching out to the next generation. Each one teach one. Here's the good news, brother. You're off the hot seat.
so
Thank you for your time, my brother.